What's up, y'all? Back again. Straight to the point. Make sure give y'all boys a thumbs up. Hit that like button, please. Damn, Sprite got an aftertaste. What the fuck? Anyways, man. Let's cook on this, man. Y'all already know how I feel about this situation. Now, earlier, I had broke the story about Jimmy Butler being suspended indefinitely by the Miami Heat. Now, they're saying it's five games. Of course, that is up until the trade deadline, which is on February the 6th. And also, the reason why Jimmy Butler is being suspended, of course, they said, conduct detrimental to the team. This is stemming from the flight, that he did not catch over from Milwaukee. Well, he was at the shoot around, and of course, they told him that, he would not be starting. There would be another player starting in place of him. And that's when Jimmy Butler walked out of practice, or walked out of the shoot around. Just exited the gym. I'm glad he did that shit. You know what I'm saying? And furthermore, hell, I'd have did more than that. Listen, I'm trying to tell you, man. Y'all could make Jimmy out to be the bad person all y'all want to. Y'all can make Jimmy Butler public enemy number one. I'm here to tell you, Pat Riley is wrong. The Heat organization is wrong. Eric Spoelstra, his ass is wrong. I'm not going to blame the teammates so much because, they're not pocket watching. But at the same time, if I was Jimmy's teammate and I was in the trenches with him, I would be more in support of Jimmy. I don't know, but like I said, we don't know what's going on in the locker room with their personal relationship. All we know is from the outside looking in on this situation, Jimmy versus the front office. A lot of times, man, these organizations, man, and when it comes to Pat Riley, I'm just going to be real with you. Everybody talks about Tom Thibodeau running people to the ground and running his players to the ground. Pat Riley do the same shit. Pat Riley do the same shit until you ain't good no more. This man done played hurt. And then you got the audacity to sit up here and y'all celebrate Joel Embiid. Y'all think Joel Embiid is the best thing since sliced fucking bread. But you sit up here and you downplay what Jimmy has done. Got this Heat organization back to where they were. Back to being a competitive team in the Eastern Conference Finals. What's up? I was still playing. No, no, hell no. I'm not fucking playing until you give me my money. That's what I want. Or get me the fuck up out of there. Talking about, oh, if I was him, I'd just play. No, skip that. Jimmy is still worth something. Listen, a healthy ass Jimmy Butler is going to be beneficial for your team. Like, there's a lot of people, like Shanae, she brought up a good point about him being in Dallas. Do you know that what that would do for Dallas's team, provided that he stays healthy? Of course, you can't have three individuals on there that are injury prone. When we talk about Klay Thompson, when we talk about Luka, who hurt now, when we talk about Kyrie, who's been hurt from time to time. You know what I'm saying? Now you got, what's his name, that just broke his foot, Kleber. Jimmy Butler, listen, let me tell you something, man. Y'all might think Jimmy Butler is out of line for what he's doing. No, Pat Riley has been out of line for what he's been doing. Pat Riley is trying to play hardball. Pat Riley don't want to give Jimmy, he don't want Jimmy Butler to succeed no more. Like, he don't want him to get no title. He don't want to have no chance at a title. And that's the way it is. He's not going to come out there and say it. Of course, you know, Pat Riley he don't want to look more bad than what he already looks, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, y'all don't know how to separate the coach Pat Riley and the success and all that stuff that he done accomplished from what type of a shrewd person that he could be. And how many people he done ran off, Steven. Jimmy made it harder to go to another day. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Listen, see, so you trying to tell me that Joel Embiid, and I'm using him as an example, Joel Embiid, you'll take his mentality over Jimmy's mentality? Because the last time I checked, Jimmy Butler was playing through every hurt type of injury that you could possibly think of, got hurt while he was in the finals, and still led his team to the finals. Didn't say anything. He kept his mouth shut. Yes, he missed some games. He did. But the pain was so unbearable. Then on top of that, you had to realize that this motherfucker was still playing like he tried to play when his father was sick. He took you to 2 finals and you can't give me my money? Took you to Eastern Conference Finals, but you give Joel Embiid, the guy who you crown, now that you crying about, you give him an extension. But you get mad at you telling me that Jimmy Butler should do this and do that. Man, fuck that. Nigga, I'm walking out of that gym. Hell yeah, I'm walking out of that gym. All that shit I done did for this organization, all the hours of practice I put in, all the sacrifices I done made, me being away from my family, stuff like that, and then Eric Spoelstra's gonna be like, well, you knew what you signed up for, da-da-da-da. Motherfucker, you ain't play. Nigga, you didn't play, man. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker, your ass sitting up in there, you just a puppy for Pat Riley and shit. You Pat Riley's fucking pet. That's what the fuck you is. Pat Riley got your motherfucking ass on a leash. Jimmy ain't made nothing harder. Pat Riley made it harder for him. Pat Riley didn't want to build nothing around Jimmy. And like I said, I respect him as a coach. You got to learn to separate the two. Jimmy wanted to win, and they was winning. You take Jimmy off that team, where the fuck they going? Everybody in that motherfucker want to win. You don't think Jimmy wanted to win? If he wanted to win so bad, how come he didn't build nobody around? Nigga, you heard what Ticket said. Shout out to Ticket. You heard what Raw said. This ain't all on Jimmy. Like, you putting it on Jimmy, that's what the media gonna do. They gonna try to make Jimmy look like the worst criminal in the world. That's shout out to Raw for putting that shit in its proper perspective. I think Hendo talked about it too. But I heard Raw talking about it. They gonna try to make his ass like look like so bad in this situation. They gonna do everything they can to make Pat Riley look like the goddamn Don and shit. You gotta open up your eyes, man. I would have walked out of that motherfucker too, man. Shit, I'm up in here breaking my goddamn ankle. Fucking got fucking knee problems and shoulders and shit like that. Nigga, you not out there playing. And you can't give me my money, but you get that motherfucker Tyler Hero, who been hurt just as much. Any younger. Talking about Pat Riley just want to win. Nigga, Jimmy want to win. Shit, that like nobody, listen, you just mentioned, like, pretty much, man, and I don't like to disrespect NBA players like this. But, you know, we know how hard it is. Well, I know how hard it is, and some niggas that are on this YouTube thing, they know how hard it is to be in the NBA. That's why a lot of niggas, you know, they don't call niggas trash and shit like that. I don't do that. You know what I'm saying? But you didn't know anybody else on the team besides Jimmy. It was kind of like David Ruffin and the Temptations kind of thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, Jimmy Butler was David Ruffin, and you had the Temptation. I didn't really look at him like that because I know who was on the team and stuff like that. And there was some some good play. Like, I like Bam. You know what I'm saying? But Bam can't carry the load like Jimmy could. Let's just be real. I like Tyler Hero, but we know damn well Tyler Hero wasn't ready to take that type of responsibility. The media, man, that's what the media wants to do. They want to do everything that they can. They want to make you think that this is all on, you know, that this is Jimmy Butler's fault, and it's not. Pat Riley got to take accountability for him. Look, Pat Riley does the same thing that Jerry Jones does, Stephen. Like, and I don't mean to bring football in it, but I have to for just a second. Like, you bring in Schottenheimer as a coach in, right? Motherfucker, you were desperate to do that shit because of the way you did Mike McCarthy. Because of your fucking ego, man. You know what I'm saying, Steven? Because of your ego. Pat Riley has a fucking ego. Jimmy Butler does too. But he has an ego. His ego is through the roof. And y'all not seeing that. Jimmy goes to another. That means Miami wants a star player in return. Listen, before I get to that, let me tell you this. This is what's putting a stronghold on the situation, okay? According to reports, It's the Bradley Beal situation and the no trade clause. Bradley Beal does not want to waive. He does not want to waive his no trade clause. That's pretty much preventing him from doing what they want to do, making the moves that they need to make, and getting Jimmy where he wants to go. And then on top of that, they want something of value. It doesn't necessarily have to be a star player, Steven. You know what I'm saying? Because if you know Miami culture, they don't really believe in that. They believe in they run a system. They run a farm system there. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't get me wrong. I say a lot of shit about Pat Riley. He is no nonsense and shit like that. But, I mean, the Heat organization is a successful organization and everything, but at the same time, it's what you have to deal with. That's what Victor Oladipo said. And this is another point I want to make, too, all right? I want to make this point, too. If I'm Jimmy Butler, I'm getting on the phone and getting a hold of who? The NBPA, the Players Association. Because the Players Association has already been involved when they tried it. There was another suspension. They tried to suspend Jimmy for some other stuff, like for more games than what they had. I think that on that 2-game suspension that he was at, they tried to get him for 5 games or whatever. But the NBPA, they stepped in. If I'm Jimmy, I'm getting the NBPA involved. They can't do that to him. Listen, Jimmy Butler, they trying to make Jimmy Butler look really, really bad in this situation when this guy has done everything that he could for this organization. It'd be different if he was doing the shit that Zion Williamson was doing, but he hasn't been doing that. He's actually been the leader. He's been doing everything that he can, and he played when he could. And he played through injuries, and he's been successful while doing it. He wasn't taking a whole bunch of games off, just chilling out. When he went to Prime 112 and all that other stuff, I mean, that didn't help his case or whatever. But like I said, man, I mean, that's just one thing. Other than that, you can't say that this guy had any off the court issues, run-ins with the law. I mean, he had some issues with his baby mama and shit like that, but like as far as any legal situations, domestic violence, drugs and no shit like that, he ain't been involved in no criminal stuff. So they trying to make him out to be like this badass criminal and shit like that. Nah, give him his motherfucking deal. Man, no, you told the man that you're not giving him an extension. That's the same shit that Jerry Jones did to Mike McCarthy. The only difference was it wasn't no conversation about no contract. It was about him going to go talk to other teams and shit, knowing damn well you ain't want him. Wouldn't be surprised if Butler sat out till next season. Nah, man. Listen, bro. If they try to do some shit like that, we gotta fight legally, man. Because look, what has Jimmy done? Like, really, what has he done? Because he wants more money? Because he chose to catch a private plane? He said he loved Miami, but this is business, man. Jimmy wants the bag. He deserves the bag. Give him the bag. He deserves the bag, man. In my opinion, he deserves the bag for everything that he's done there. Now, did he hoist the trophy? No, he did not. Okay, but like Victor Oladipo, because I was listening to Victor Oladipo talk about the situation. Victor Oladipo, I mean, he was on that team that went to one of the teams that went to the finals. He said this, man, it's hard to win in the league. It's hard to win in the NBA. It's hard to win in any professional sport. And then I hear people, oh, well, he think he LeBron James and all this other stuff. He got a better mentality than LeBron. He got a better mentality than LeBron. Listen, y'all, had Jimmy Butler been perfect? No. But neither LeBron. We all know what LeBron doing now. LeBron get people traded. LeBron pout, whine. He talk about, he using Anthony Davis as a decoy and shit. Talking about, oh yeah, we need another big man and shit like that. Probably told Anthony Davis to cry and whine about that shit. He going to Rob Pelinka, tell him we need more help and all this other bullshit. Y'all in fifth place. Up in there got D'Angelo Russell, got him traded or whatever because you and JJ Redick can't stand him and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You got people out of there. You know what I'm saying? People don't want to play with you, all this other stuff. So LeBron ain't been perfect neither, man. Everybody got their flaws and shit. But Jimmy Butler's a winner, and Jimmy Butler wasn't. Listen, Jimmy Butler could have went out, you know what I'm saying, on record and publicly blasted Pat Riley for not getting him, some more help and stuff like that. But you see what that would have led to. Pat Riley's so goddamn sensitive and shit. As soon as Jimmy Butler said, hey, if I was out there, we would have won. You up in there crying, talking about, oh, man, you should have kept your mouth shut and all this other stuff. Man, you should have handled that shit behind closed doors. But like I said, he got a fucking ego. Udonis Haslem got in Jimmy's face. Yeah, I mean, man, Udonis Haslem done got in everybody's face. Udonis Haslem is a strong-minded individual, man. Udonis Haslem has pretty much got into it with everybody when it comes to the Miami Heat. It's nothing new. That shit goes on. He done got in Mario Chalmers' face. Him and LeBron done got into it. Man, that ain't nothing new. That ain't really no big deal though. That shit goes on. Steven, man, like you play sports, you know how it is. Man, I got into it with like all my teammates, man, I'll stay getting into it with them. But at the end of the day, it was all love. Shit happens. Sometimes it gets physical, man. I remember these two guys, man, one body slammed the dude. One body, he got into it with this guy in practice or whatever. Body slammed him. They was on the floor tussling. We had to break it up and shit. Next day, you know what I'm saying? Back to regular old business, man. We're y'all want the NBA to just be a whole bunch of robots and AIs and all this other shit. And this is another thing that True Ross said, man. I mean, I gotta agree with him, man. Look, the product of the NBA, man, is just so diminished right now, man. Like, dog, it's just so much. Oh yeah, all this, back and forth, all this drama and shit like that. No, can we just play the damn game? You see, like with football, everybody's excited. Everybody, man, the shit. You see, that's all they talking about. People anxious to see, the Super Bowl, shit like that. They ready to see the Chiefs versus the Eagles and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's not like that with the NBA, man. Like hell, I'd rather see just good basketball in my Avery Johnson voice. Good basketball and with all without all the shenanigans, man. Without all the drama and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? We can say that for later. I told you how he was, man. He ain't no different than Jerry Jones, man. Only difference is I would say Pat Riley is a little bit more. He's a little bit more reserved than Jerry Jones. But there's times like Jerry Jones. I mean, Pat Riley would get out there. He'd be like, "Man, what the fuck?" Like him coming out and saying that Jimmy doesn't deserve an extension and all that. Like, why the fuck would you say that? And then, you should just kept your mouth shut and all this other stuff. That's where the similarities come in. Like what Jerry Jones did to Amari Cooper. That was really fucked up. You know that shit, Steve. He said Amari Cooper was the reason why they lost and all this other stuff, man. And he should have caught the ball and all that stuff when he went on the radio station blasting Amari Cooper and shit. That one year, the year before Amari Cooper was out of there, and he went to the Browns. But yeah, Jimmy Butler, man, I applaud Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler deserves his money. Pay him. He was professional. There was no problems in the beginning. Look, everything was good when y'all was going to the finals. Everything was good when y'all were when y'all was going to the Eastern Conference Finals and all this other stuff. Now everything's a problem. Do you think? No, they're not going. They're not going without Jimmy Butler, man. They're gonna have to get another player of his caliber. They're not going to the playoffs without Jimmy. They'll be lucky to be a playing team. What's Miami right now in the standings? It depends on where they at right now. You know what I'm saying? If they make a push, like in the All-Star break, man, they would have to. But I'm talking about they would have to be. They can't be losing in no double digits. Yeah, but what I'm asking, Stephen, is what place is Miami in now? What place are the Miami Heat in now? 2022. No, I'm saying, where did they rank, man? Like what? What is it? What is their rank in the East? Are they ninth? Are they 10th? I know we're 11th. Where are they ranked, man? They're 10th. Okay. So so they would be in the play in. So more than likely they probably wouldn't. I don't know, Steven, man. They probably not gonna make it. Yeah, they 10th. I knew they were like ninth, somewhere around there. I don't know. They could surprise some people though, but their record, from what I understand, without Jimmy Butler, it really hasn't been that good. Their record really hasn't been that good, man. Yeah, I mean really, honestly, we in the same situation. The only difference is that the Sixers haven't suspended Joel Embiid. He hasn't had anything. He hasn't had no conduct detrimental to the team. But check this out, though, man. We might be close to. Listen, I'm hearing some. I'm hearing some chatter about Bob Myers' name coming up, man, Steven, about him possibly replacing Daryl Morey. I really hope that happens, man. I would love to have Bob Myers in that organization. Bob Myers would turn that shit around. Look, you can say what you want about Bob Myers, man. I know a lot of people got their feelings about Bob Myers. Look, as an exec, man, listen, bro. In the front office, this dude was second to none, bro. What what you mean catch up? Like what? Put ketchup on the fries or something? That's the only ketchup that they that they doing. We not catching up nowhere. I mean, we beat Chicago, but I mean, that's not really. I mean, and we beat the Cavs though. Like, look, if we could play like that every night, you know what I'm saying? Then okay, we'll be solid. But we're not gonna play like that every night though. I would love to have Bob Myers there, man. Like what he was able to do with the Golden State Warriors. And listen, I'm gonna tell you like this: if Bob Myers is there, Bob Myers is gonna his first plan of attack is what the fuck is we gonna do with Joel Embiid? That's his first plan of attack, and then how are we gonna make Maxi? How are we gonna benefit Maxi and do everything that we can to uh, bring the best out of Maxi and build around Maxi. because man, Bob Myers is the way that he thinks ahead. Like Bob Myers, bro, like for real, man. And listen, a lot of people didn't really appreciate Bob Myers when he was in Golden State. Now they definitely appreciate him now. Yeah, I told you, man. But you sat up there, man, and you said I was, man. You did not believe in no Detroit, Steven. It's like the shit that I be telling you, man. You try to give me pushback on, man. But I keep trying to tell you, man. We saw Detroit. I saw Detroit. I would say maybe about 2 years ago. And I was looking at them. I forget what game it was, but I was like, this team got talent. I'm talking about like with Kay Cunningham. It was a year when they had Sudoku Bay and all them on there. I was like, this team really does have some talent on there. And then I looked at them last year, of course. I was like, nah, this team is, they can do some things. They're gonna go some places, man. If they get some right players around Cade Cunningham, and he get a coach that that could develop with them like they got with JB Bickerstaff, they can do some things, and they ended up doing that. They really ended up doing that, and then of course they brought in Trajan Langdon in there in the front office or whatnot. They kind of did some upgrades in a front office or whatever. But them bringing Trajan Langdon in there, you know who Trajan Langdon is. Used to play for Duke. They brought him back in there, and it seems to be working pretty good. I've been saying that. You gotta understand this, man. You don't want to get rid of you don't want to get rid of your future, especially a guy that he's a max player. You don't get rid of your future. Maxi has a good. I'm talking about. He hasn't even gotten into his prime yet. He's not even into his prime yet. You know what I'm saying? Like he still got room to grow and get better. You know what I'm saying? And he's healthy. He's durable. You want to stay with a guy like that. Get rid of Joel Embiid. He's not taking you nowhere. He's not taking you nowhere. McCain, you stick with McCain. Oubre, I'm kind of up in the air about Oubre, but I like Oubre. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, McCain, our young guy, Gershon, we're probably going to have to go ahead and get Gershon off of our books, because Gershon is 29 years old. Steven, he's 29 years old. He's a rookie, but he's older. Well, he's not a rookie, but he got a second chance at the NBA. He was playing with France for a little while, but yeah, man, I'm doing everything that I can to keep Maxi, because like if we're being honest, Maxie has been he's been there through thick and thin, man. No matter what, and that's what I appreciate about Maxie. Y'all y'all look at Maxie like, oh, okay, yeah, he ain't no superstar. He ain't done well. If we're looking at it like that, well, what has Joel Embiid done? What has he done? If he's supposed to be so much better, come on, go. Um, oh man, can Butler help the Sixers? I don't know, man. I mean, that, would he be able to deal with the young team? That's the question. Does he have the patience? Because Butler wants to win now, man. And like I said, he's a veteran, and I'm not gonna sit here and act like Jimmy Butler isn't disgruntled. He is disgruntled. You know what I'm saying? I'm not made no mistake about it. He's disgruntled. I mean, we need a center, but we need big men that are gonna run. Like if you look at look at what's it called? OKC. Both of they I mean both of their quality bigs are out. I don't think Harkenstein came back yet. Did Harkenstein come back yet for OKC? I don't think he came back. And then Holgram, you know, but they're doing it without their quality big. So we can't always be like, oh yeah, we need a center. Man, we can still get it done, you know, playing, I hate to say it, but small ball. I mean, we got Drummond. we like we're good, man, with what we got, man. We just got to play hard. We proved that we can beat another team. Look, teams are gonna have a bad night. You know what I'm saying? They just are. Like when we caught the Cavs, we caught them on a bad night. Now, are we gonna are we gonna beat them in a 7-game series? No, I don't see that happening. That's not gonna take place. you know. But like I said, man, like I said, if we were to get somebody like Butler, I don't see us going to no finals or nothing like that because Butler is gonna need. We're gonna need. Butler's not gonna want to play with the shit that's going on. Like somebody that constantly stays hurt, like Embiid and shit like that. He don't want to be in that environment. He wants to be around guys that are locked in, ready to go, ready to play. He wants to be in a winning situation. And I think the best fit for him, like what everybody said, is Phoenix. Now, do I see? Do I see Phoenix with the Jimmy Butler going to the finals or some shit like that? It's hard to say, man. It's hard to say. I'm thinking. I'm just thinking if Bradley Bill comes off of that no trade clause, somebody. I think that what's it called? Kevin Durant. They'll get along, but Kevin Durant is gonna have to defer to Jimmy. But Kendrick Perkins brought up a good point, man. This is what he said. Kevin Durant gotta have dogs around him. You know what I'm saying? Jimmy is a dog. Jimmy is a dog, man. When when it gets tough, when it gets tight, Jimmy is a dog, man. You know what I'm saying? Like on defense and on offense. I'm talking about a healthy Jimmy Butler now. But a lot of people are mentioning Dallas. Like I said, at first I thought Houston would be a place like everybody would be talking about it, but they haven't really talked about Houston that much. You said who's gonna defend Jimmy Butler? What's up, Cypress? Make sure y'all go sub to Cypress TV. Well, it depends on who they play. I mean, if they play OKC, Williams will hold. He'll hold Jimmy Butler. But you also gotta. This is the thing too. Now you gotta worry about. You gotta worry about leaving multiple guys open. Jimmy Butler, he's not no lights out 3-point shooter, but he can get hot. He can get hot. Kevin Durant, he's a lights out 3-point shooter. Booker, he can get hot. You know what I'm saying? So it just depends. It all depends, man. But I'm just thinking about it. But listen, we can't bank on the fact that what's it called? Um, Bradley Beal is gonna waive that no trade clause. I just don't see that happening. And see, that's another thing. Bradley Beal is playing hardball right now. Look, Bradley Beal, just go ahead and come up off that no trade clause. Just go ahead and do it, man. Phoenix ain't they not going nowhere. You coming off the bench. You don't got demoted to the bench, man. At least last time I checked. But yeah, man, Jimmy Butler, bro, I applaud him. I'm happy for Jimmy Butler. These organizations, what they try to do, man, what they try to put you through when you up, they'll do everything they can for you. But man, when you go down, man, it's pretty much a slow and painful death, so to speak. Like, okay, like with Kobe Bryant, right? Kobe Bryant had put his body, like the last several years of Kobe's career. Remember, these guys were missing the playoffs and all that shit. They weren't doing everything that they could to try to put Kobe in position to try to get him that sixth ring. And then ultimately, Kobe's body, it gave out on him with the Achilles rupture, and it was sad to see. And see, Kobe did so much for that organization. He was a Laker for life. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they'll do to you, and then they'll use you up until you ain't no good no more. And then after that, then you got to go. Whereas you should be putting that guy in position. Jimmy Butler should be put in a position to where, okay, hey, look, Pat Riley should have been like, you know what, we're gonna, you didn't get the trophy. We'll come back the very next year. We'll get the next one. We'll get the next one. Let's go ahead and let's build up. Nah, he didn't want to do that. He didn't want to do that, man. He didn't want to. He didn't want to build no people around him. Then he didn't want to give him no extension. None of that, man. And to me, that's foul. I'd have walked out of practice too, Cypress. I would have walked out of there. I'd have been clean gone. Jimmy better than me. Shit, I'd have been AWOL. Y'all, look, you wouldn't have, you wouldn't have been able to get a hold of me. The only people that are gonna be able to contact me is my agent, telling me, okay, what plane, where is the flight going to, what city am I playing in next, where's my hotel, where's my itinerary, what what arena am I gonna be at? You know, that's what I would have been telling them. All this other stuff, nah. Man. I'd have been out. You wouldn't have been able to get a hold of me. I'd have pulled what's it called? What's that dude name? I'd have pulled a Le'Veon Bell, man. You know what I'm saying, Cypress? Man, I would have pulled a Le'Veon Bell. Yeah, Jimmy Butler, man, he better than me. And I don't know why people are so mad at Jimmy Butler anyway. Really, honestly, look at how James. Listen, that's what I wanted to talk about too. James Harden, when he wanted his way out of Houston and everything, and he forced his way out of Houston, man, this dude did it a real effed up way, man. And then let's not forget what he did when he was up in there, when he did with Philly and stuff like that. Jimmy Butler, honestly, he he really hasn't done anything wrong in comparison to guys like what's his name? What James Harden is doing. He simply just walked out of practice. I would have did the same thing. Shit, cool with me. Suspend me. Shit, I'll be just fine. I can go get my workout on my own. As long as we stay ready, man. Look, Jimmy Butler gonna stay ready. And this front offices, these people, man, they want these players to be robots and do everything that they want them to do and stuff like that. No, it don't work like that. These guys got lives. Jimmy Butler was going through a situation with a family situation that involved his father. God rest his soul. And it's like Pat Riley didn't even care about that. That's a slap in the face, man. So all these people that are on the internet, like saying, "Oh yeah, Jimmy Butler, man, he's wrong. Da, 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 he's whining. He's a crybaby. All this other stuff." Nah, man, I'm not going for that shit. You think the Timberwolves organization was doing? You think Alex Rodriguez were doing Carl Anthony Towns and them like that? Carl Anthony Towns when he had lost his unfortunately when his mom had passed and all that shit. No, he didn't. They didn't do none of that shit. They supported our Carl Anthony Towns. They backed him up 100%. Now, eventually, like I said, it was messed up. It was messed up how that things ended the way that they did, unfortunately, and he ended up going to New York and stuff. But I mean, during that time, they supported Carl Anthony Towns, and then they stuck by him. A couple more seasons or whatever. But it's like in this situation with Jimmy Butler, man, the Heat organization could have done a lot more for Jimmy Butler. You know, especially considering what he brought to the table, success wise. Cause let's just face it. I mean, Miami. They were. I forgot, man. They were being talked about, but nobody truly thought that the Miami Heat were gonna be back in the finals. I mean, let's just call it what it is, man. Nobody were expecting the Heat to be back in the finals. Yeah, people thought it was a fluke because it was a bubble and all that stuff. But then, they made it back again, and that's when Pat Riley, man, he really should have jumped on the gun because I'm like, man, don't you want another championship? Don't you want those players to come back? So, like I said, man, I'm happy for Jimmy. Um, I hope he gets another opportunity somewhere else. Now, this other situation, I got to talk about Uncle Luke, man. Now, shout out to Big Ann over there at Urban Politicians, man. Now, he was talking about this situation with Uncle Luke, Buck dancing and cooning uh, for disrespecting the FBA. Now, if you don't know what the FBA is, of course, they're the foundational Black Americans. It was it was created. Well, Tariq Nasheed had pretty much taken on the name and coined the name and stuff. And this is for you know Black Americans who descendants, and it's approximately 43 billion uh, Black Americans descendants that were, you know, their descendants were, you know, uh, slaves, as far as their ancestors was concerned. Well, Uncle Luke, ever since the election has been going on, he's been having a Twitter war. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't even gonna really call it no war because he's really losing the battle. You're not gonna win no battle, my nigga. Because here's the thing, Uncle Luke, he's not even a Black American. He his roots are Bahamian. You know what I'm saying? So for him to disrespect us, you know what I'm saying? talking about the fact that, you know, uh, Trump is our massa and we gotta, pick cotton and all this other stuff. And look, man, you sound really dumb and you sound really stupid. You know what I'm saying? And that just goes to show you that a lot of cats out here, man, that that when they get a little bit of money or whatnot, you know what I'm saying? They start getting beside themselves. And Uncle Luke, man, I don't even want to call that motherfucker, that no more, man. I used to enjoy that motherfucker music, man. Like, I'm gonna be real with you, but now all of this, man, I look at him differently now. Because like you would think, okay, look, we understand that your descendants are from this country or anything like that, but you don't have no knowledge of what we had to go through. Like, you know, uh, us, picking cotton and stuff like that, and them saying that we still wasn't working hard while you have them sitting on the porch and they able to drink, cool lemonade and stuff like that and tea and all this other stuff. And us getting abused, us getting killed, us sitting there having to witness our people get killed right in front of our faces, you know what I'm saying? Hell, even worse than that, which I'm not even gonna say because it's sensitive, you know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm talking about. You you think about the unthinkable. That shit went on. And for him to sit up there, man, and make a joke about it, it's not cool. You said you think Joker just stack pattern. Well, I wasn't talking about Jokic, but um, I mean, maybe not. I mean, he's able to get triple doubles or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Jokic does play hard though. I'm not gonna. Do I think he's the MVP? No, but Jokic does. He plays hard. He gonna get his numbers regardless. But like I said, man, to get back to talking about Tariq Nasheed and this whole situation with Luke, he out of line for what he said. He out of line. Now, people look at the FDA as a code or like a group, and no, it's not none of that. You saying Jimmy Butler should have kept his mouth shut? He really hasn't said. He really hasn't said much. To be honest with you, Jimmy Butler could have said a lot more. And honestly, he really hasn't been vulgar in this situation. He said that he wished that he was out there because if he was out there, the results would have been different. Man, that's actually being a competitor. I agree with you. I mean, Jimmy Butler, like I said, Hashi, Jimmy Butler walking out of practice or walking out of the shoot around or whatever when they told him, he wasn't starting. Like I told you, he's better than me. Man, you know what I would have did? I probably would have just went ahead and just cleaned out everything out of my logger, man. And like I told you, I would have went AWOL. You wouldn't have been able to find me. Like, I don't know what it is, but it's like they're afraid of Pat Riley for some reason. Excuse me, they're afraid of Pat Riley for some reason. Yeah, but I mean, he's still losing money though, man. I mean, look, these guys are millionaires, Hashi, and yes, they're very, they're well off, but it's still a lot of money, man. Like $3 million. It might not seem, oh, well, that guy's a millionaire and all this other stuff. Nah, that's still a lot of money. Um, and when you keep these suspensions rack up and stuff like that, man, that stuff adds up, man. That stuff adds up. He still got, he got bills to take care of. He's probably got investments. He's got, of course, he got, the kids and stuff like that, man. Still gotta, keep up with stuff, man. Well, he has to keep up with the lifestyle that he has. You know what I'm saying? If you got $1 million lifestyle, and a lot of these guys are living above their means. The only one that I saw AJ Brown. I saw him. I think that he lives below his means. I think he's the type of guy that lives below his means because I saw AJ Brown like he pulled up in a Honda. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people might laugh at that, but that's actually being pretty smart. We talking about AJ Brown for the Philadelphia Eagles. That's actually pretty smart. I still tax because it's earned income. If you are making a passive income off of capital gains, then you don't get taxed as much. These guys waste their money instead of generating passive income with it by investing. Well, that's not everybody, man. That's not all of them. And I don't know. I mean, just from Jimmy's his outlook, I would imagine Jimmy Butler would be a lot more smart with his money and stuff like that because simply you have to understand that this guy does have kids or whatnot, and then also Jimmy Butler had to work. He's got a like a rocky like an underdog type of mentality. Jimmy Butler didn't come in as a superstar, highly recruited. You know how I don't know if you know. Guess how many scholarship offers Jimmy Butler got when he was in when he was in junior college. Guess how many? Just take a wild guess. Yep. And guess who it was from? It was from Marquette. So basically what I'm saying is that Jimmy is appreciative of the opportunity. And see, the thing about it is, you got to understand why Jimmy feels the way that he feels. He feels that they didn't do nothing for him. They didn't do nothing for that dude. Like, you should have gave him an extension. Like, give me something out of the deal. Give me to a better, like, give me to a better, sorry, y'all. Give me to a better place. You know what I'm saying? To where I can get a championship, or give me something. I got to get something because I've given you everything that I could. I've given you my I've laid my body out on the line for y'all. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to hear none of this stuff. Oh yeah, well straight. That's what comes with it. Da, 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 da. Nah, these people are savages. See, Pat Riley, and I hate to do this, man, right now, I'm about to say something, man, I never thought I would say. I already mentioned Jerry Jones. Man, Pat Riley doing what Danny Ainge did to Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah Thomas, man, I think he signed on with the Utah G League or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But he's supposed to be trying to make a comeback. But what Danny Ainge did to Isaiah Thomas was wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything that he did, sacrificed his body and stuff, and then next thing you know, you ship him up out of there. Yeah, he wasn't known for he wasn't known for his offense. He was mainly defensive. You know, he worked on his offensive game, and then he started developing that reputation of turning it on in the playoff Jimmy, and he lived up to that. Okay, he didn't win a title, but he got there. And as much as people want to sit up here, I hate to bring up LeBron and stuff, but people are like, well, at least he made it. At least he made it 10 times. Whenever and listen, that's that's a that's a famous talking point that people love to use. Well, at least he made it 10 times. He went there and stuff like that. So and then it's like, okay, so now we we making the argument about how many times you make it and lose. You know what I'm saying? So then when we say, okay, yeah, he made it to the finals or whatever, but people gonna say, well, he didn't win or whatever. But then when you try to bring up LeBron or something like that, you'd be like, okay, but he lost more or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So people are gonna try to they're gonna try to compare stuff like that. But the reason why I bring that up is because people are always gonna be like, well, he wasn't successful, so it doesn't matter. Which it's true. But you got to look at there's some guys that never even get to the conference finals, yet alone past the second round. I'm really disgusted by the whole thing, though. To be honest with you, I'm disgusted by the whole thing. And I just want Jimmy. I want Jimmy to be in a. I want him to be in a place where he's able to be successful. But I don't think that Pat Riley is going to be able to do that. How she. I mean, I don't think that he wants to do that. I don't think that Pat Riley wants to do that. I believe he got so much. He got so much anger towards Jimmy Butler right now that right now he wants Jimmy Butler damn near out of the league. And here's another thing too. This is another thing we got to talk about too. Do you see Jimmy Butler? Do you see a situation happening? This is like because I have to ask this question because I saw who was Hendo talk about it. Shout out to Hendo. I saw him talking about this. Now, do you see Jimmy Butler being blackballed out of the league? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Pat Riley, man. Look, incredible coach, man. Incredible coach. Good in the front office. Hold on 1 minute. Pat Riley, man. Um, like I said, man, I, I think that what they're going to try to do is they're going to try to make Jimmy Butler look really, really bad in this situation. They're going to try to blackball him. Um, or they, I believe what Pat Riley really wants, he wants him to go to a team where Jimmy Butler just gets forgotten about, and they don't talk about him like that anymore. Not as a superstar, not on that level. Like if they sent his ass to Utah or some bullshit, I wouldn't be surprised if they did some shit like that, or they sent his ass to Charlotte or some bullshit, man. That'd be so fucked up, man. I would lose even more respect for Pat Riley if he did some shit like that. Because I'm telling you, that's what I see happening. I don't see him going to no Phoenix. I don't see him going to no contender, man. I don't see it happening. But stranger things have happened, man.